It's now the year 2024, and 1 month ago, we got our first update from Rockstar Games that GTA 6 is now in production and will be released in 2025.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
In 1 month, the video managed to gain 168 million views and 11 million likes. You can tell people are hyped to play this game. However, that is 365 days we're gonna have to wait until the game's release. What should players do in that time period? Touch grass? Build a relationship? Or go walk the dogs?
No!
In times like these, I would recommend going to GTA 5 until 2025, but my god, is there so much wrong with the online gameplay. And before you pull out the pitchforks and torches, I just want you to know that I never hated GTA 5. I don't think it's a bad game. Just comparing it to other games, it does not deserve the luxury to be called a masterpiece. That title goes straight to Overkill Games' prize pupil, Payday 2. Hi, my name is Point Blank. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed your food, and trust me, you're gonna need all the nutrients for this video because I'm gonna be explaining why Payday 2 is another masterpiece. What are the key features people are looking for in a first-person shooter game? Quality, quantity, replay value, maps, knowledge, story, even music. It takes about 4 of these features to make a good game, but Payday 2 manages to nail all 7 of these. So where should I even begin? Well, how about the story? Stories in video games help the players feel engaged in what's happening around them, including within the characters. So who are the characters? Well, I think I'll let the gameplay speak for me.
Who am I? Little to nothing is known about me. I've made sure of that. The things that people think they know about me are just stories. Different rumors put together, made up by someone. Maybe they're even made up by me. What you need to know is this. I'm just like you. I'm after the secret as well. Dallas used to live off the grid, importing weapons and running an underground gun range. At some point, he had something with criminals, what am I doing with my life kind of crisis, and went back into bank robbery and kidnapping. Wolf, I heard you led a normal average Joe life, running a successful software company. Then some foul play from one of his clients put him in debt, and the company went bankrupt. He totally snapped, left his family, and went on a robbery spree. Never looked back. James went rogue and became a mercenary on the open market after he was considered a loose cannon and was kicked out of the Navy SEALs. No one's more happy about that than me. Hoxton rose from Sheffield hooligan to bare-knuckle boxer to small-time criminal. After years of eluding the police, he was eventually caught for the first time in Hoxton in the East End of London, which is how he got his nickname. Houston is the most serious man on the job. After a clean getaway, he's the most serious drinker. He only drinks root beer, however, you know, so he can stay sharp and take another job right away if the opportunity should arise.
That's right, Bane is an ordinary guy who runs an underground organization under CrimeNet, and he found you, another guy who was corrupted by the world system and wants you to be part of the Payday gang. Although Bane may serve as our primary contact, there are other contactors out there with other missions that help engage in the story with him. John Simmons is the Senator of the United States and asked for Bane and the Payday gang to help maintain his position. The Dentist represents another organization, however he found Bane and the others and saw that they can be used as puppets for his activities. And my second favorite, Vlad, a Ukrainian enforcer who saw that he can push the limits of his powers in Washington, D.C. I should go over every contact in the game, but that would take up too much time. Plus, a few of them are part of DLC, so it doesn't matter. What does matter is the missions that they send you to complete. I want you to tell me how many missions you think are in Payday 2. 5? 13? 22? No. How about 62 missions with 66 maps you can go to?
It's beautiful. No tears. Not yet. There's work to be done.
Name any game from 2020 to now that has that many maps or missions you can be able to play. To make things better, the story that you're playing is very fun and engaging for the player. Murky Station, Jimmy is a drug lord and wants you to steal an EMP bomb from a mercenary group called Murky Water. After you steal the bomb, you then take it to Russia where you deploy it in an illegal lab and scan bodies so that you can retrieve the info and sell it for $1 million. Hoxton's breakout requires you to go to the prison that he's held at and break him loose until he goes on trial. There's this huge war zone going on in the middle of the streets, and you have to stay by the truck that he's held in order to make it to the parking lot to get out. After that, Hoxton then orders the gang to go to the FBI nest so that he can delete his criminal history so that he can go back to live a double life. If you want to understand the order of the missions, I highly recommend click on storylines so that it can show you how the game is played in order. But that's another great thing about the game. No matter how much you level up, it never restricts you from playing whatever mission you wish to play. Payday 2's story is not the greatest thing in the world, but it doesn't have to shoot to be great. It just has to be good enough that makes the player feel like, hey, I remember what happened in this mission. So I highly recommend you all to try every mission in the game so that nothing could be forgotten. When you're running a restaurant, the smartest thing to do is to serve quality over quantity. If I ordered 5 cheeseburgers and all 5 of them have relish, I'm not going to eat it. I'd rather give it to somebody else than throw it away. Quality is so important because if you're just producing the same product without anything new added to it, it's going to be stale and the customers will be drawn away from it. In this case, quality is referring to the gameplay. So, how is the gameplay of Payday 2?
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Psych! Suck on this, you furry little weirdos!
Bye, have a great time.
Back to it.
Make America great again.
Make no mistake, people, this is top tier gameplay here, both in level design and equipment the game gives you. In the world of gaming, there are 2 types of players. People who like to kill others for kill-death ratios, and other people who love to kill AI to test their skills. If you've been paying attention to the gameplay by now, you probably noticed that there's no PvP mechanics, meaning player versus player. Everything that you see on screen is PvE, player versus environment. If you are looking for a game to murder your friends 100 times, unfortunately, this isn't the game for you. And I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, so I'm terribly sorry I wasted your time, but hey, I hope that the content's entertaining for you. The moment you start a mission, you're put in a preparation screen where you get to customize the equipment, the guns, and armor you bring to whatever mission you're starting up. Since there are 2 phases to do the mission, I'll start with the most noticeable one, stealth.
Bravo 6, going dark.
Payday 2's greatest accomplishment has got to be the stealth mechanics, and that's for 3 reasons. 1, the maps that require you to do it stealth only. 2, the maps that give you an option to go loud or stealthy. And 3, the AI who forgets the I in their name. The AI may have the eyesight of a bat, but if they see somebody walk in a bank with a minigun and a full suit of armor, that's enough to sound the alarm. So just like infiltrators, you have to bring items that are concealable, like a butterfly knife. When you're customizing a weapon, you get to see the threat level and the concealment every gun gives you. The goal is to get to 30 concealment and have a suppressor for every gun you bring. Another thing to look out for is the detection bar. Guns like the RPG pose as a high threat to the guards, so it'll give them the sense to sound the alarm the second they see you. But if you have a pistol and bow in your inventory, then the guards won't suspect anything from you. On top of that, you're given equipment that can help dodge a bullet if you get in a sticky situation. The ECM jammers are used to disrupt communication through the security guards and jam the security cameras so that you can make your quick moves, but it doesn't last forever, so you gotta time it well. Like any normal person, if there's a dead body out in the middle of the open, then that would sound the alarm. However, since you start off with 2 body bags, you can't bag up as many people as you can. So bringing a body bag case would be a smart move to clean up the map. And finally, tripwires can be set in sensor mode so that any guards who walk by them will be marked for you for a brief second. All of this equipment is great for stealth, but you can only bring one at a time. So it really comes down to which map is great to bring this or that item to it. And finally, the best part about the planning preparations is the preparation screen. This helps you weigh the odds on your side if the map tasks are too long or too hard to do on your own. Shadow Raid gives you a lot of ways to loot and secure the map without having to bring it back to the van, because bringing the loot back to the van makes you waste a lot of precious time. The diamond gives you thermite paste so that you can enter through the basement area, because sometimes there'll be a guard at the front door that you have to kill, and if you do kill that guard, you'll waste your 1 pager. Keep in mind you can't kill every guard around the map. You can only kill up to 4 and answer those pagers. If you do not answer the pager, then they sound the alarm. And if you kill the 5th guy, then they'll still sound the alarm. So you gotta be smart on how you do things. Remember, the guards have poor eyesight, so you have enough movement speed, and from a distance, you can zip right by a room and they won't notice anything. Saying this out loud, it sounds like it's easy to maneuver around the map without being spotted, right?
That's it? Doesn't seem so bad.
It's not. Your real problem's the monkey. The monkey's the eye in the sky.
The security camera is the most annoying thing in the world. Well, second annoying, because we still have to deal with NPCs. But the camera guy definitely can spot you from anywhere across the map in the most absurd locations. There are ways to deal with him. On the lower difficulties, if you shoot the camera out, then he won't be able to detect you. However, that's not the wisest decision, because if an NPC walks by and spots a broken camera, they'll sound the alarm. So that's not usually a smart idea. On the higher difficulties, there's a titanium frame protecting the camera, so you can't shoot it out. But instead, you can put it on a video loop so you can deceive the cameras. Thankfully, not every map requires you to kill the camera guy, but there's some maps that are like that, which really annoys me.
You can unlock doors, sneak past guards, climb the wall, but if you don't take out that monkey, you ain't going nowhere. You wanna get out of here? Get rid of that monkey!
I may sound annoyed right now, but that's because it's my fault. You see, since I'm a tryhard at Payday 2, every time I failed the mission, I restart it up all the way from the beginning and try again. All because I want to complete the mission on stealth, which really is a small reward. I'm not saying that the stealth mode is bad. What I am saying is do not become a tryhard, because that really sucks out most of the fun and out of video games. Payday 2's stealth mode is definitely worth everybody's time and has a lot of replay value if you learn the maps, which I've always learned on Shadow Raid. So I highly recommend you to give it a try. Now we've made it to the real gameplay, where you get to riddle your opponents with hot lead. It's quick to mention that I do not like playing on the lower difficulties, because the cops barely put up much of a fight, so they're definitely meant for 5-year-olds to play. On the higher difficulties, they are so tough to kill that they make me sweat so much that I can fill up my own bucket with just my sweat. I highly recommend to play either Overkill or Death Wish difficulties, because that, to me, it offers the most balanced experience I could play. On top of that, the higher the difficulty, the more pay you get, so it gives you a reason to play on those higher difficulties. Unfortunately, on the higher difficulties, there are some guns that are going to have priority over others, but there are a lot of guns and customizations in this game. Quickly, I want you to tell me how many guns are in Payday 2. I want you to take a quick guess. If you thought 33, you're wrong. There are 158 guns in the game. Maybe more. Honestly, I lost count because this list has a few modded weapons in here. So, it's best for you to figure it out. But there's so many guns in this game that I don't want to test them out on the cops. I'd rather test them out on the civilians. Oh, and keep in mind, you cannot kill civilians. Well, you could if you want to lose all your money in your bank account. But since I'm a millionaire, I decide to kill them anytime I want. Not because I want to, but because, okay, I'm lying. Because I want to, because they keep throwing every run in my stealth games. The equipment you bring on the more intense rounds are ammo bags, doctor bags, medic bags, or sentry guns. Again, you can only bring one at a time, but if you have a good team who brings one of each, then you have successfully planned for every outcome of this situation. This is Payday 2's way to encourage the players to work as a team. Because if somebody could be a one-man army and take down a complete assault wave, then what's the point of having a team when you can just do everything by yourself? So there needed to be some balance to the gameplay. And with the cops, there comes that balance. Bane will warn you that snipers will take control of the streets, and they have the ability to take away your health and armor with just one bullet. Tasers will shock you and make your gun shoot wildly, but you have the opportunity to kill them if you line your gun up on the taser. Cloakers have the ability to take down a single player and hide in everybody's blind spot. So if you go away from the group, you'll be punished severely. Medics will roam around groups and heal them if they take any form of damage. The cops will bring a turret to occupy the streets, so it'll make it harder for you to deliver the loot. Bulldozers are like the tanks of the cops, and they come in 3 forms. Green and black hold shotguns, the Skull Dozer holds a LMG, and the Z Dozer carries a minigun, all capable of shredding your armor in just seconds. And finally, Captain Winters, a band of SHIELD operatives who come inside the map and will not end the assault wave unless you kill them. Think of them as the king of all the cops. Playing a game of Payday 2 is like playing a chess game, because every piece has its strengths and weaknesses. The pawns are the regular cops like FBI, SWAT, and the Zealots. They're sent in to deal with you so that you can waste your ammo on them, so that the real chess pieces can move in and sweep up. The snipers are the bishops who can be able to take down a player from long range, but since they can't rapid fire their gun, once they shoot that one bullet, it takes them 3 seconds to fire again, giving you enough time to take them down. The knights are the tasers who will paralyze you from a distance, but given enough time to shoot them so that you can knock out their taser in their hands. The rooks are the cloakers who will dash straight towards you to insta down you, but since you're given enough time to shoot them before they can do that, it'll make it balanced. The queens are the turrets who occupy the streets and can only be dealt with explosives. And finally, Captain Winters is the king, who is in charge of the police assault wave, but if you call checkmate, then the assault wave ends. Picture it like this. Should I kill the pawns so that I can make my way towards the queen, or should I take the queen first so that the pawns can be left out in the open without no support? You see, without the other chess pieces, the pawns are just there to exist, to make you waste your ammo. So sometimes it's best to go for the other chess pieces than the pawns. But sometimes the pawns can overwhelm you in large groups, so sometimes it's best to take care of them before the situation gets out of hand. Every situation can be diffused as long as you play your chess pieces carefully. Your chess pieces are the guns and equipment you work with, like the grenades, assault rifles, SMGs, pistols, RPGs. Those are your chess pieces, and your king is the perk pieces that you bring. Here, let me give you a scenario, and I want you to tell me which option would you choose. Well, actually, you won't be able to tell me because you're not in the same room with me. But I want you to question it. What would you do? I have a 50 cal sniper in my hand, and in my other hand, I have an SMG. In front of me, there are SWAT members, shields, tasers, medics, and there is a sniper to my left. What should I prioritize first? The pawns, the bishop, or the knight? In my gameplay, I chose the taser because I didn't want him to be up close and personal. But really it's because I'm stupid. I'm not good at thinking fast. But you get what I'm saying. Every piece is not a priority unless they become an issue. Unless every piece starts falling into play. There is a shocking amount of replay value in the gameplay of Payday 2 that I could probably spend days talking about how good it is. But I'm not going to do that because I got a few more things I need to talk about before I end this video. Let's now talk about the level design, and may I tell you, it is probably the best thing I've ever played in any video game. I'll use Hoxton's Breakout as my first example. The game starts off with you being inside the front entrance of the FBI nest, and you have to fight your way through to get Hoxton into the server room so that he can upload his OnlyFans. The room you have to defend has barely any cover and is too open for enemies to walk around to shoot you. Catwalks that also provide traffic ways for bulldozers and troopers to float on through. And snipers that hide on the outskirts of the server room so that the second you step outside, you're immediately shot. Although the room seems brutal to defend, the game gives you options on how to make the situation better, to weigh the odds on your side. If you search around the map, you can find keycards that can help open the med bay for health, the armory for ammo and explosives, or you can open or close doors to stop the enemies from flanking you. Tired of the FBI coming through the catwalks? Well, if you bring a tripwire with you, you can be able to destroy the catwalk so that you greatly delay the FBI's time to get to the server room. Or if you don't care about anything I just said right there, then you can hold on to the keycards to get through the doorways that has the objectives you have to complete. Hoxton's Breakout has got to be the best designed map in all of Payday 2. Although there is another one that is close to that. While Hoxton's Breakout requires you to do it loud, Murky Stations requires you to do it quietly. The objective for Murky Station is to find 2 parts of the EMP bomb and 2 of 5 train carts. There is no security guard in a camera room, however, there is actually drones that fly around the map and secure the area for any intruders. If anybody sets off the alarm, then the game ends and you have to start it all the way back from the beginning, which is pretty brutal in my opinion. Finding the bomb is the easy part, but getting it out is the hard part. The bomb will always be locked behind a door, tripwire, or a cage that requires you to find a hard drive, or a blowtorch, or thermite paste that you unfortunately cannot buy in the preparation phase. It sounds annoying, but to me, I actually enjoy this because the first time I played this map, I was just wandering around checking out what's new, and I just somehow found it out in the middle of the open. That's what I love about the maps in Payday 2, is that it gives you a reason to go out and explore, to check out everything that it has to offer. On top of that, if you really are checking out the map, you'll probably notice that there are containers that have weapons in them that you can sell for money. But that's a side option. The primary goal is to get the EMP bomb, but you can always get the guns if you want. The game is always giving the player the side option. It's always saying, you can do this if you want, but remember, you still have to worry about this and that. And I just love that so much because it feels like it's my own sandbox. The game has so much content, it makes me not want to hate anything about it. But there is one thing I actually do hate about the game, and that's the ammo situation. This is the only game I have ever played where you're not using ammo from your magazine, but instead from your ammo pool. So it looks like you're burning through ammo a lot quicker. I don't understand why they couldn't just make it so that you're draining ammo from your magazine instead of the ammo pool, but it's whatever. It's mainly a personal issue. But hey, at least the music makes up for this issue. And you wanna know why I know the music is so good? It's because if you stayed this long in this video, you probably noticed that every soundtrack I've been playing is from the game. So if you were jamming to that, then that's how you know that I got great taste in music or that I'm very funny. This game has been created in 2013. 10 years ago, this game is still managing to bring enough players to the table to enjoy what it has to offer. And it manages to nail all 7 of the key features I mentioned at the beginning of the video. It has enough quantity to change up every gunfight in every different way. The quality of the gameplay just makes me want to live in heaven. I can't find anything wrong with the gameplay, except for one down difficulty. That makes me want to rip my ears out. You can't compare the story to Modern Warfare or BioShock because there's a lot of context in those stories. It could have failed here if they destroyed the atmosphere and setting of every map, but they didn't. Every map makes you feel like a crook, a warlord of Washington DC when you're taking on the cops. So the story is definitely good enough. And since the maps likes to change the geometry of every corridor, it invents new ways for you to win the game, and adding a whole nother level of replay value to every map. And the knowledge you gain from the AI, the guns, armor, grenades, anything like that, it just adds to the replay value of the game. Because now that you know these features work, you know how to exploit them in some way. Everything was nailed perfectly in Payday 2. And even though it tempts you to buy the DLC so that it can add more to your online gameplay, I highly recommend you to pay for it. If the product or gameplay is great or good in a way, then that gives people the incentive to pay more, to put more things into it to make it better. It's like buying a mouse for your laptop. But enough chit chat. If you're looking for a game to bypass the time until GTA 6, I highly recommend Payday 2 because it is truly a masterpiece. This game deserves my respect and money. Thanks for tuning in to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys disagree with the things I said, well, write it down in the comments section. And if you want to subscribe, go ahead. That's your guys' choice. But I'll see you guys next time, and God bless you.